Welcome to Hollywood Toys, the only place where you can live the movies.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to Hollywood Toys, the only place where you can live the movies. I am your host, Majik Mike, and welcome to my channel, where I do travel and entertainment vlogs, where I cover theme parks, comic and horror cons, movies, celebrities, action figures, video games, and more. And I also have some pretty cool action figure and movie merch as well. So be sure to subscribe to the channel as well as hit that notification bell so that you won't miss out on any future videos, lives, or new product releases. And now, it's magic time. Greetings, Earthlings. Oh, come on. No! Oh! So that you... Why can't they just leave me alone? Well, hello, my lovelies, and welcome back for another exciting Hollywood Toys announcement and update vlog. That's right. And we have a lot of cool stuff to cover today, so I'm just going to jump right into it and get this party started. Let's do it. So, I would like to start off with this exciting announcement. I will be uploading at least 2 vlogs a week or more from now on. So, why have there been no vlogs for so long? That's because I decided that I wanted to make some pretty cool movie-themed intros and outros for the channel, so I could start uploading videos on a regular basis. So today, I'm going to share all of the behind-the-scenes drama and struggles. Now, I'm not going to go into great depth over all of them, so I'm just going to start with just general issues that I had overall with all of them, then save the best for last and talk in even more detail about the top 3 most difficult ones I had to deal with, so let's dive right in. So I use my Galaxy A35 5G phone camera for all of my videos. It shoots in 4K and has great image stabilization, but the only downside is it doesn't have an option to shoot at 24 frames per second, which is a feature I really wanted to have so that I can shoot more cinematic looking videos since film is shot at 24 frames per second. So I looked to see if there were any other camera apps available that could shoot at 24 frames per second. And so I found Open Camera. I tried this app for the first time in my Orlando Collector Fest toy convention vlog, and the video looked well enough, except for one problem. So for some reason, of course, the image stabilization won't work while using the Open Camera app. So I knew this beforehand, but figured I would have a steady enough of a setup to overcome this. But that was just not the case, and made me realize just how good the in-camera stabilizer really is. Because, as you can see here, the video is not very smooth at all. But then, when I started planning on doing the intro videos, I figured since all of those shots would be done with a tripod, that I could at least use the Open Camera app for those and at least make the intros at 24 frames per second. So, went to the first location, only to find out an hour into it, I forgot to use the Open Camera app. Oh my god, I don't believe this. Yeah, but it gets better. So I turned on the app and still had time to record, and I was able to get everything I needed for that location. So wrapped up for the day thinking this location was in the bag and I'd be able to move on to the next one the very next day with much progress made.
Wrong!
Once I got home and went to view the footage of the day, I just couldn't believe my eyes. Even with using a tripod, the slightest bit of wind that was there still caused visible camera shake. I won't be able to use the Open Camera app for anything. So now I know for sure that I have no choice but to use the regular camera where there would at least be almost no camera shake with the help of the image stabilizer. So I finally get the first one knocked out. So now, let's discuss the top 3 most difficult and challenging shoots of my entire YouTube career so far. So, step 1 is going through the movies and making a list of all the recognizable locations associated with that movie. Then from there, going on Google Street View and making a list of potential locations that are a close enough of a match to the movie locations. For the Terminator, the only recognizable location from that movie is Cyberdyne Systems. So, needed to find a building with as similar as possible of an exterior. And so, I did actually find one. Why? Why is it when I hit record, the wind starts to pick up again? But as soon as I stop it, the wind slows down just enough. And I'm thinking, okay, great. This is the one. This is the take. So after several minutes of shooting, a security guard opened the gate and started making his way over to talk to me. The security guard, he was just curious, and I explained what I was doing. Then he went back inside the gate, and I carried on until this happened. So at this point, I'm about 95% done and decide to try getting a wider shot with me close to the gate. Well, the security guard that talked to me earlier didn't like that too much, so he started coming out and coming over my way and was saying, "Sir, you can't film right there, or you can't be on the property. Now over here, all of a sudden, I see a black truck pull up on the road just by my camera, and him starting to yell something towards me. What are you doing there? You can't be recording the building. What are you doing? They're going to confiscate your camera, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, really? Is this what we're doing? So I went over to start talking to him, to basically say, basically, like, what is your issue? What is your problem? I'm just, I'm shooting something for a YouTube video. Like, what is your problem? And he was just going off and on and on and on. And while the security guard also was coming over. But of course, he didn't want to hear what I had to say, and was like, you're going to get arrested, you're going to get your camera taken away. So the security guard comes over, and of course, and he says, yeah, you can record on the street in front of the building, you just can't be on the property, which I guess where I was technically on the property. That was the last shot I wanted to get, and other than that, I was pretty much done anyways, as it was. But nonetheless, in the end, was a success.
Wow!
So from the world of Superman, the only location that I could think of that is instantly recognizable from the world of Superman was, of course, the Daily Planet. So for this, I knew that I would have to find some kind of business or office building that had to have one crucial feature: a revolving door. So I find what I think is the perfect building. And so the day comes, I finally make the trek all the way over there, set up the camera and centered it exactly. I pretty much only got just the first types of shot, the medium shot. Because as I got down to the very last medium shot before I was ready to move on to the next shot, well, this happened. Excuse me, sir. So the security guard says that I can't record the building, which doesn't really make sense to me, being that you can go on Google Street View all day long and screen capture the entire building all the way around all day long, nothing to stop you. So what is the issue with me recording there now? I don't know. So, of course, I'm always nice, professional, and basically try to explain what I'm doing and, saying, I just need a couple more shots. I'm going to be here for just a few minutes. I'm just recording myself, blah, 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 blah. But this guy just wasn't hearing it, didn't want to hear it, and said, I don't care. You need to leave now. You can't record here, period. If you stay here, I'm going to have no choice but to call the police and have you trespassed, blah, 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 blah. And he was on his walkie-talkie talking to somebody else saying, so do you see him on camera? And I'm just like, can you not see me? Like, really? Are we going to go that far, that insane, that ballistic? Like, for real? So I had no choice but to pick up, grab, and go. So it was a good thing that I at least got all the line readings, at least in one form and one shot, even though I really wanted to get those alternate shots just to have so I could put together a more dynamic video. But it just wasn't happening. For the outro, I wanted to do a shot of me taking off into the air and flying like Superman. So I started walking around. I found myself at the side of the building and realized, you know what? I could do the entire outro over here, same building but different location, and it would still make sense in terms of the video, because if I do the intro in front of the building, and then you would see the video presentation, the vlog, or whatever it is, so passage of time, so it wouldn't seem that out of place to suddenly see me somewhere else later on in the video. So found a good spot on the other side of the building and thought I could not only do the entire outro over there, hopefully with no security interference, I could do the outro, I can get the flying shot, and be done with it. I set up the tripod on the camera just in front of the building, ready to go, and then this happened. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you can't do that. If you could take it across the street, that'd be perfect.
I thought I'd be fine. I'm on the public sidewalk.
You on this, you set off the cameras, especially since you were already in front of the building, it already doesn't look good. So that's what I'm saying. If you do it across the street, you can't bother you. In the street, yeah, if you step on the street, you're fine.
Okay.
You can't bother you on the street. Because right now, you already set the cameras off. Yeah. So they already been calling us. So they don't like no cameras on the premises at all.
I kind of don't get, because you can go on Google Street View and look at the buildings and, take screenshots or whatever all day long. So,
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So if you can, I'm sorry, but I can't move until
Yeah, all right. I'm pretty good at adapting anyway, so. So once again, another security guard coming over to tell me that I can't even stay on the sidewalk or record from the sidewalk. The tripod was literally 1 inch away from being in the street. So basically, though, came to the agreement that, I could film in the street, but not on the sidewalk. Even though I'm getting pretty much the same exact shot either way. I have no choice. I just got to work with what I can work with. And I guess I have to shoot in the street. It wasn't until after I wrapped up everything and I was already on my way home, only to realize, what? I forgot the flying shot. Oh! So I figured, all right, I guess I have no choice but to go back another day just to get that shot. I wait for the next day and plan everything around being able to go for round 2 just to get that flying shot. I head over there, got all the shots, and did all the same shots again just in case, and also got the flying wide shot once again, or so I thought. Because guess what? I did get the flying shot, but I forgot another important element, and I still didn't quite get it the way I wanted to get it. So I'm like, how bad do I want this shot? Do I really need to or want to go back a third time? Not really, but stubborn, picky, perfectionist me, I couldn't help it. I just had to go back and get it just right. Because I also figured not only could I get the flying shot the exact way I want it, maybe while I'm there, that parking space on the other side of the block would have an open space and I could pull in real quick, because they have loading zone like parking where you could park for up to an hour. So I figured maybe there's still one more chance, one more shot of maybe getting a couple more shots from the front of the building for the intro. I guess I'm just a glutton for punishment. I went back yet again for a third time. I figured, okay, so priority is getting that extra flying shot. So that is going to be first. And if that's all I get, great. And I just want to get this done and never want to have to see this building in real life for the rest of my life, because I'm just so sick of it. Just want to get it done. So went there. That was the priority number 1. Parked in the same spot. Once again, no issues. Nobody came by and said anything, because this time, or the last 2 times, I didn't even bother trying to set up on the sidewalk again. Just went right out into the street. Did my thing. After that, when I went to leave and went around, guess what was open? That extra loading parking space. All right, here we go. Let's try and get that extra intro shot from the front of the building. Now, of course, at this point, I'm as determined as ever to at least try and get sneak in a couple more shots. But now the anxiety is super high because I've already been encountered by not 1, but 2 security guards, from the first time that I went there. This time, I set up my tripod in advance, put the camera on there to where literally all I would have to do is quickly walk over there, set it up, hit record, and then start going. So set up the camera, hit record, and not even 30 seconds in, this happens.
No, sir. You can't videotape.
And now,
you know that already.
And now, it's magic time. The same frickin' security guard. I can't even get 30 seconds in. I can't even get through one stinking shot. And there he is, just waiting for me. I don't know why I put myself through this torture. So once again, I'm like, can't you just give me 2 minutes, 5 minutes? You know, we're wasting more time arguing over whether I could be here or not when, you know, had you not, you know, messed with me the first time, I wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't even be having this conversation had you just let me finish the first time, you know. So, you know, he's like, sir, you can't, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, I'll leave in a minute. So he turns around to go back into the building. And then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to keep recording and try to get in, you know, the close-up shots as quick as I can, you know. But now on the inside, I'm just like, probably the anxiety was at my highest, probably as of yet, when it comes to trying to record something. So I was able to get in some shots. And even funnier is the fact that these were shots that sure I got, but in the final edit, I wind up not using anyway. So it was all for nothing. But yet at the same time, you know, the experience, you know, the good thing about it is getting more video of this annoying person that, you know, is just determined to slow me down. So while I'm in the middle of trying to get in, you know, as much as I can, as quick as I can, in as short amount of time as I can. So he comes back out, and now he says, excuse me, but my supervisor inside wants you to come in and would like to talk to you.
Property manager would like to have a word with you.
So I'm like, all right, no, that's all right. I'm good. I'm leaving now. So I just picked up everything and left. And again, in the end, it doesn't really matter. But I thought, oh, could I have just stayed there for a few more minutes? Or could have I said, oh, if he wants to talk to me that bad, I'm not going anywhere. You know, he can come out here and talk to me like you have. Or, you know, I was also thinking, what's the worst that's going to happen if I don't go in and talk to him and I don't move? What are you going to do? Call the cops? And then they won't get here for another 10 or 20 minutes and I'll already have gotten my shots in, out, done, whatever. But then again, I would imagine if I would have done that, then just to be annoying to me and to make sure I couldn't get my shot, I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed there next to me and said, well, you know, I'm not going to leave then and I'm going to stay in your shot so you can't get your shot. So I did get everything I needed. It turns out that the final video would actually turn out way better than I ever would have imagined it. And so was the Superman saga. And now for the grand finale, the mother of problem shoots. And I think so far will go down in this YouTube channel's history of being the most difficult shoot and most grueling ever. And I'm just glad the nightmare's over. And let me share the nightmare. So once again, once I thought of the location, I thought, okay, this is going to be perfect. There's this garage that I have recorded videos on top of before. The very top floor of this garage that I thought would be very reminiscent of, you know, a rooftop. Lots of rooftop scenes in the Matrix movies. So once I picked it out and had my heart set on it, I said to myself, that's the spot, that's the location. Once I figured it out, I thought that's where I'm going to do the Matrix intro and outro. And it's going to be totally worth, going over there and going through the trouble to do whatever I got to do to get that video, from that garage. Now, what makes this interesting is the fact that, once again, this is an idea I had in the back of my mind for weeks and weeks and weeks before even getting there. So I pretty much knew what the location was going to be, and I already had my pre-memorized script for my intro and outro. After I started getting in the groove, on average, I have found that it would take about anywhere between 30 minutes to definitely no more than an hour. Once I find the location, get it all set up, that it would take no more than an hour to film everything I needed, including all the extra angles, all the extra shots of the intro and the outro, in, out, done, and out the door, as would have been the case with The Matrix. But of course, I would say that the night before, or a couple days before I planned on actually going to actually record it, I decided to do one last check of going through the movies, looking for any last minute ideas, Easter eggs, anything from the movie that I can maybe interject, or put into this intro and outro. Because I would hate to go and do all that work and spend all that time just to come home, get it all done, get it all edited and rendered, and then watch the movies later and then be like, oh, you idiot, I could have done this, or I could have done that, or whatever. And it didn't take long, because I had found the idea. And once I saw it, I was like, that's it. That is what I'm going to do. A parody of the scene where Neo is confronted by the multiple Smiths that come in and fight him. So, of course, with that now comes new scenes, new shots, as well as new dialogue, and now more of a script that I got to write out to parody the scene and figure out what lines that I would call the bad Majik Mike or bad Eminem would say to the good Eminem, Majik Mike, that is up there doing the intro and outro. So now we have new lines, new dialogue that I have to now memorize in a short amount of time, and then coordinate the different shots and the different angles of the different me's coming in and out of the shot and coming toward the shot. If it wasn't for that, I would have got my intro and outro, been done out of there without ever having to worry about coming again because of a shot that I missed. So on the day, everything went smooth, went well, got all the intros and outro shots. And then, of course, I was down to like the last few minutes and got confronted by security. Again. Yeah? Of what? Oh. So he initially drove by the first time while I was in the middle of a take, but he didn't stop to say anything. So I thought, okay, I shouldn't have to worry. He obviously sees what I'm doing and hopefully won't come back later and ask me to leave. Until he did. About 5 or 10 minutes later, or I don't remember. It was a while. It wasn't too soon after, but eventually he did come back around and he's like, hey, you can't be doing that, sir, and blah, 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 blah. And again, I was like right at the tail end of, I was just getting extra takes anyways, but I said, I'm just, filming a quick video. I'm literally down to the last shot and all I need is 2 more minutes. So if you could please, he said, okay, I'm going to drive back around. And when I come back up here, I don't want to see you here. So thank you to that security guard for at least, not being a total, what, and saying, nope, sir, I don't care. You got to leave right now. Considering that I was up there for a good 30, 40 minutes, just having it pretty much all to myself. So I thought, man, I am victorious. And thinking, I got everything I need, went smooth sailing. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. I cannot wait to eventually get to looking at and editing this footage. Until I looked at the footage. And once again realized, boy, was I missing not only a couple of crucial shots, but again, getting the wrong angles of the different me's coming into the shot, and being confused with the blocking and the orientation, and forgetting what direction I had what other character coming from or not. So now, as the more I looked at the footage and the more I'm starting to edit, and I'm starting to think that dreaded question, do I need to go back? It's looking more and more so. Ugh. So had to plan to go back. About a week later, it was time to go broke or go home. Head on over for day 2 of some nightmare filming. When I get to the garage, I noticed there were some teenagers up there also hanging out and just walking around or whatever. So I'm like, really? Can I not just have something to myself for once, for a day? I just want to get this done. So I get over into position, set up the camera, and before I could even hit record, I kid you not, friggin' security, once again, coming to falter the plan. And of course, I just knew, please, just no, please no. Yeah, sir, I'm sorry to say, I hate to rain on your parade, but I just had to tell those kids to leave, but you can't be up here recording and this, that, and the other. That was the most flustering security experience thus far, because I could, just the mere fact that I went all that way, got into position, and couldn't even get not even a single shot in, and I have all these shots in my mind that I know I gotta get, and now to go from I thinking I'm ready to go, gonna get everything, and then this happens. So of course, what do? I'm like, all right, what if I go downstairs and once again start walking around and look for any area that's nearby that could at least somewhat match, anything from that roof. So I go downstairs. Conveniently or inconveniently enough, there happens to be another garage just right across the street. So I climb the 4 or 5 flights of stairs, and I'm now once again on a rooftop or a garage parking top. So I start to set up the camera to first start to get the low angle shot of the character walking toward the camera. And the security guy from the garage literally came across the street up to the other garage that I was on. I've never, the frustration, the stress, like mind-blowing in the worst possible way. What are the chances it's the same damn guy that has nothing else better to do, who already gave me a hard time from the original roof, to already be over here saying you can't be here either? I can't get 5 minutes? Like, are you for real? He's like, yeah, I patrol all the garages around here and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, man. I've never felt so defeated recording-wise in my life up until that day. I just could not believe my luck and that this was happening. Well, I think that about wraps this one up. So thanks for joining me here today and listening to me rant and going crazy. But all in all, it was all worth it, and it was all fun for me, and I hope it was for you. I hope you check out all of the other videos and check out all the new intros and outros so you can see the final results for yourself, including the outro that you're about to see that wasn't quite as dramatic or as much of a pain to get. I was actually able to get both the intro and outro to this video all within one recording day, and with only having to go to the location once and never having to go back. And I would say out of all of them was probably one of the easiest that I got to do. So I hope you enjoy. All right, folks. Until next time, peace. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, then please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one. And leave me some comments. Give it a thumbs up and share the video. You can also follow me on all of my other social media, as well as visit the Hollywood Toys online store. The links are in the description box below. Now, stay tuned for even more amazing Hollywood Toys videos right after this. And to everyone out there watching, this is Majik Mike reminding you to live for your family and friends. Live your best life. What the heck is going on? Uh-oh, gotta go. Remember, live the movies!